Welcome to 201 West 17th Street. Is one of the largest living rooms that you're going to see in the price category. The primary bedroom is massive. This is on the 9th floor. What you can tell in this building, what's really cool, is that you have 2 elevators and then it's also a more spacious elevator. So that's a good distinction when you have multiple people, if you are pushing strollers, if you're just coming in with your ego and luggage. It has plenty of room for everything. And that's a really special thing. Other ones, they just don't have the room for multiple people. So it always feels open and spacious. Same thing with when you enter into the hallway, also has a nice width. There are only a few units on the floor, 2 on this side. And then now we're gonna enter into 9A, which has one of the best layouts that you can get for a 3-bedroom apartment. The reason that the layout's so special is because it feels like a home. You have this very large foyer, plenty of room for a bench. You can put shoes here. You have a coat closet, which we'll take a look at, console table, and then you have the bedroom wing this way, and this hallway still has a really good width. And that separation is great because it keeps the guests and life moving this way, the quiet moving that way, so that if you don't like each other all the time, you can enter and go to the bedrooms, or you can enter and go to the living rooms and not have to see each other. That's perfect for couples or teenagers. It's really big closet space, double closet, the wood floors go throughout. And this layout really keeps this space as in, this is what you get in a home. Wide hallway here. Another distinction, just coming back as we're thinking through it, is that even when these doors are open, if you're standing in the closet, somebody else can still walk here and not have to say, excuse me. So the door openings are also really functional and usable. Your powder room also has a really good width and size. I like that the toilet is not right next to the door. You also have another coat closet here. So plenty of storage. Then this space is one of the largest living rooms that you're gonna see in the price category. The photos aren't gonna do it justice just because of how wide it is. You do have 10-foot ceilings. They may actually be 11 feet in this section. So it's hard because of the width and the height. Proportionally, it is challenging to really appreciate how large this space actually is from photos. You can see even from behind me how functional and movable this area is if you like to host dinners. Same thing in this section. You have a lot of furniture and it's all very large. You do actually have your own private outdoor space. The distinction on the 9th floor is that we are the first floor that clears that building. So you get now the open views to the north. We are tucked back from the avenue. You have a deeper balcony here with nobody above you. So the 8th floor is gonna feel like it actually has a hat versus this floor that's gonna be open and you can use it year round. It's gonna protect you from wind and just overall give you a really nice space. Coming back to the full living room, just so you can see the actual seating area. It feels kind of like a Crate and Barrel showroom. One challenge is that you don't have that big of a TV. So if you wanted to, you could do a projector coming down here or taking up more of the wall. I would probably do my projector screen coming to right there because this wall is flat and it only takes up that much space on the window to give you the large TV. And since we are north facing, you're gonna be able to leave your blinds up all day long because the sun is never gonna be that intense. kind of fun to watch the traffic, and yet we're high enough that nobody can see you. Be great for plants. You can see what this plant does in drawing your eye to the ceiling. It also defines this dining area. This one's only made for 6 people, but you have room to move on this side, you have room to move behind the couch, and you have so much room over there that if you wanted to do a 30-person dinner, you could easily add in another table running that full extension. Coming into the kitchen, this is also a nice width. And then this is a very nice width. The important thing here is that you can still access the oven. You can also access the sink and wash dishes at the same time and not hit somebody while they're cooking. Here is a fun move and distinction in that when you have multiple cooks, you can have the dishwasher open and you can have the oven open at the same time and not hit each other. So if you're doing side loading, it still is very functional. The oven is a 6-burner and it will also fit a turkey in it, and the hood also vents out, another rare thing in New York City. You do have a window just in case venting is not enough, because everybody knows in a New York City apartment, they always smell like fish or lamb if you cook a lot. So it's still very functional. You have the refrigerator so that if you are cooking here, somebody else can still come into the refrigerator, grab their things, and then go back to watching TV. You do have a garbage disposal. Then you can look at the cabinets. It's a little basic in the cabinets. You do have electric. So I think that the layout is perfect and the proportions are great. If you ever wanted to just update them, you could do new doors. That would give you a more updated feel because this is a laminate coating on the outside of it. You can see the break. But if you were to just replace doors and hardware, it will give you a completely different feel without breaking the bank. The floors are excellent. It would also more match it with the floors. So again, we're just talking doors here. Here's your pantry. Great space. Light doors. So something that would be more custom, maybe a natural oak finish would be great. And then you have more storage. And you could build this out. Since the floors go throughout, it's again, a really, really beautiful, beautiful space that you could play with. You could also do a bar here. What I personally might do for the kitchen, just to change things up while we're here, is since my water line and everything is in this wall, I would take this and actually bring my island this way so that I have 2 access points to get into the kitchen here and to get into the kitchen there so that you can walk around. You have a good hallway here. I have my bar here to sit at, and then my dining, because this space is so big, this is a very undefined space. So there's no reason you can't fit a large dining table there or here when you still have a hangout section there at the bar. Here is the library. It's right off of the living room. You can close it off to make this the 3rd bedroom or keep it open if you only needed 2 and like a sometimes guest room. It's north facing, you have great light, just gives you that perspective. Then you still have the Empire State Building view, and we're in the middle of everything. All right, now we're gonna walk back as you normally would to show you the way that you would live here as if you're going to your bedroom. So we walk back, here's the front door again, and now we have the bedroom hallway. Really great width. This is almost 6 feet wide. So you have plenty of room for people to walk past, plenty of room that if the doors are open, the doors are not hitting each other, and you can still go through. So this is the laundry door. If you're doing laundry, you could open this all the way up and still have 2 people go back and forth. If you're in that closet, you can still walk past it. Your laundry is vented out, which is an important distinction when you have an apartment that is this large. This would be a linen closet or for toys or action figures or anything else that you wanted. And then this is the second full bathroom, or the full bathroom for the bedroom wing. You have a nice tub. You could still put a bench here, so if you have a child, you could wash the child without really hurting your back and have plenty of room to sit. It's a very functional space overall with a high shower head, so if you are 6'6", you're not gonna have a problem showering. And now all of your bedrooms are right off of another hallway. This gives you great art walls. And here is that office space. Again, we're facing north. This is the one floor, or the first floor, that clears that building. You do have a nice amount of space between us and the other building, and a tree there. This is 212 West 18th Street, which is one of the highest priced buildings in all of downtown or Manhattan, and it's a very unique property, as is the one that we're in now. Another thing you'll note in this unit is just how large the windows are. They go wall to wall and also almost to the ceiling, so it draws your eye out of the space as you have a full wall of windows. This room has a full-size bed, plenty of room to move around it on both sides, and also the double-doored closet. I think one thing that would really help out, you can see how much space you have up here in the closet. So if you created doors above the closet, that would give you a lot more space and storage for just the things that you don't need all the time, or you just do taller doors. I think that if you raised all the doorways to the ceiling, it would give you a really cool detail. And now we go to the primary. I like that the primary is actually very recessed. So this hallway is really wide, and why that is important is because if one person is entering and somebody else is coming to the bathroom, you're not gonna hit them with the door. You can see how this operates. That's important because in New York, we're always in fight or flight. The only time that you ever get to relax is inside of your home. So if you can not need to activate your spidey senses in order to figure out whether somebody else is gonna hit you or not with the door, and you can actually relax and just walk to where you wanna go, it gives you all of that room to breathe and to relax. The primary bedroom is massive. You have an easy access to get to that side of the bed for whoever sleeps there, easy access to this side of the bed. You could put another closet here if you wanted to, as you can see how set back that is. And if you built this as a full wall of closets, you could then make the actual massive closet into an office space if you needed that extra room. Here you can see that you'll have an Empire State Building view from your bed. It's very impressive. Here is the closet. A lot of great storage space, really nice room. The wood floors go throughout still, and these are oak floors. So this could also become the office space if you wanted to, and then you could build a wall of closets here and a wall of closets there, and still have a really large bedroom. Your king size bed would just be moved a little bit that way. And if this had a reflective coating on it, it's gonna give you great light, great mirrors, great anything. Another thing that I really like about this layout is that the bathroom is down the hall. So that when you are sitting in the bed, as you can see me, as you're sitting in the bed, you're not staring at the bathroom. You have a wall here, you have great artwork, you have your closet, and then your bathroom is down here, so you don't have to look at things. Being from Ohio, I like all the places where you actually don't need to look at the bathroom or doors or hear them flush when you're laying in your space. Double sink, room to walk past each other here. You do have a deep soaking tub, and then you also have your shower here. If you just change the door, I know that this is dated, you have a high shower head, nice controls. It's an overall great space, so you don't have to move anything. You could just update it a little bit with changing this glass to something that felt a little better. Granted, it does feel pre-war. So I think that if you painted this, the bathroom, more of an olive green or navy blue, it would shine really, really well. Seeing the aftermath of all of the doors. And that's what the overall space looks like and feels like if you're going to live here in the center of Chelsea.